G'day and welcome back to the channel for a detailed road bike review and comparison video. So you've decided to take the plunge and purchase a proper carbon road bike. Well, let's see what the big four bike manufacturers have to offer in their 2020 product line. So the four bikes we will be covering in today's video include the Canondale Supersix Evo, the Trek Emonda SL5 disc, the specialized Tarmac disc Sport, and the Giant TCR Advanced 2. Okay, let's get stuck into the comparison and look at the frame sets first. All four bikes represent the entry-level carbon offering in the manufacturer's respective product lines. What this means is the bikes will be slightly heavier and a bit probably also not quite as stiff as their higher end brothers. But otherwise, the frames will include most of the features from their bigger brothers, but at a much more competitive price point, which makes them perfect for the average recreational cyclist. First off, let's look at the all-important color options for 2020. The Giant TCR Advanced 2 will only be offered in black for 2020. Now, looking at some of their more recent colorways, it might be best if Giant plays it safe with black. The Canondale Supersix is available in two color options. They have a stunning black and pearl colorway and also an acid red. I'll let you be the judge of that acid red. The specialized Tarmac disc Sport is available in three color options. Again, we have the ever popular black. There is also a red option, and there is also a very nice silver and charcoal option as well. Finally, the Trek Emonda SL5 is also available in the black color option. There is also a pink and magenta colorway and a fetching metallic green pearl paint job, which changes color in the light. So lots of great colors available for you to choose from in all four bikes. Now let's look at the geometries in a bit more detail. I have chosen sizes that are, I guess, the closest to a medium in all four bikes based on the reach. So the reach is the measurement from the bottom bracket to the bars. So this is a lot more reliable than the effective top tube. So in the Giant TCR, it is the appropriately named medium. And in the other three bikes, you will be looking at a 54. If we compare the stack measurements, we can see some differences between these four bikes. The stack is the height of the bars relative to the bottom bracket. So the larger the stack measurement, the higher the bars will be. Conversely, a smaller stack will mean the bars will be lower for that more aggressive riding position. As we can see, the Giant TCR and Specialized Tarmac have the smallest stack measurement by a good 10 millimeters. So both these bikes will provide that low aggressive riding position. Most of the other geometries look fairly similar across the four bikes. However, the Giant TCR has the shortest chainstay at 405 millimeters and also the shortest wheelbase of the four bikes. So that probably means it's going to be the most aggressive and responsive bike. Trek, interestingly, has what they call their H1 and H2 fit available across their entire product line. So the H1 fit is the more aggressive pro option. However, the Trek Emonda SL5 version we are looking at today, that is only available in their H2 fit. Whilst we're on the topic of frame sets, let's look at the bottom bracket. The Specialized Tarmac and Canondale Supersix include the BB30 bottom bracket, whereas the Giant TCR uses the standard Shimano BB86 bottom bracket, and Trek uses a variant of that, so the Emonda has the BB90 bottom bracket. Now let's not get into too much details on bottom brackets, but I've read enough on the topic to be dangerous, and it seems that the BB30 there seems to be a few divided camps on that one. A lot of people seem to swear by them and say that they work really well, and a lot of people out there complain about creaking. So just something to point out there, and I thought it's worth that you're aware of what are the bottom bracket standards that are used on these 4 bikes. One last frame set difference is tyre clearances. So the Canondale Supersix and Specialized Tarmac seem to accept a 30C tyre, whereas the Giant TCR and the Trek Emonda will handle up to a 28C tyre. But you know, as always, comment below if you've had a different experience on either the TCR or the Emonda. Be interesting to see if anyone's managed to squeeze a 30C tyre in there. That pretty much covers off the frame sets. Now let's look at the remaining build components available on these bikes. As mentioned, all 4 bikes include the Shimano 105R7000 group set. That's the hydraulic disc version. However, there are a few differences which is probably worth pointing out. If we look at the brake rotors, the Trek Emonda and Canondale Supersix include 160mm rotors both front and rear, whereas the Giant TCR and Specialized Tarmac come standard with a 160mm rotor on the front and a 140mm rotor on the rear. The cranksets are a little bit different as well. Canondale includes their proprietary SI crankset, and the Giant TCR includes a Shimano RS 510. Both the Trek Emonda SL5 and Specialized Tarmac Disc Sport include the standard 105 series cranksets. The standard gearing varies a little bit as well. Out on the back, on the cassette, the Giant TCR, the Specialized Tarmac and Canondale Supersix all come with an 1130 cassette on the rear, whereas the Trek Emonda SL5 includes an 1128 cassette. Now, as we all know, the cassette is a consumable item, so next time, whenever that comes time to replace that, you can fit the 1130 on the Trek Emonda, no problem. However, they're the cassettes that come as standard on the bikes. Up front, the chain rings vary as well. The Canondale Supersix and Giant TCR feature a semi-compact chainring, so that's a 52-36 up front, so that's a great gearing option for cruising along the flat and as well as doing some climbing. On the other hand, the Specialized Tarmac and Trek Emonda come standard with a compact 50-34 chain set. So if you plan on doing a lot of climbing, that's something to consider as well. If we look at the remaining components, the bikes all come fitted with their in-house branded items. So on the Giant, you've got their contact line, and for the Trek, it's the Bontrager. Now they're all fairly good quality parts for all 4 bikes, and I don't see any real differentiating items on the remaining build components. You'd probably also like to know what the weights on these bikes are. So I've dug around the interweb, and here we can see the weights for the respective bikes. Now it looks like the Tarmac has won the Weight Weenies award here. However, there is less than a bidon of water covering all 4 bikes. Now, I'm sure if later on down the track you look at maybe upgrading your wheel set, then I'm sure all 4 bikes would very easily come under 8 kilos. So they're all pretty light, really. Now, if you're considering one of these entry-level carbon road bikes, I'm sure the pricing is also very important to you. So I've dug around a little bit and found here are the prices that I've been able to find for all 4 bikes. Now, this is all the 2020 version, and so they're the prices for you. Now, if you shop around, you can, as we know, find the 2019 versions very often at a much better price. In particular, the Specialized Tarmac and Trek Emonda, I have found the 2019 versions for a good $1,000 less, and they are essentially the same bike, except for the color options vary a little bit. Now, the Canondale Supersix, on the other hand, is a brand new bike for 2019, so you might struggle to find any bargains on that one at the moment. Now, if you are looking at the 2019 TCR, it is worth pointing out that the 2019 TCR Advanced 2 is a little bit different. It features the semi-hydraulic group set, so just worth pointing that out if you're looking at the 2019 TCR. It is a slightly different model. all 4 bikes do represent a reasonably significant investment. Now, if that is a little bit too much coin for you, you can click up here and check out my aluminium road bike shootout. And in that video, I will go through 4 aluminium alternatives, which are also some great bikes, and they all also feature the same Shimano 105 R7000 group set. Now, if you do plan to use the bike quite a lot, or at least ride at least once or twice a week for a few years, it is worth stepping up to one of the carbon models, but again, it is a significant investment. However, if you don't end up using the bike at all, then it really doesn't matter what you pay for it, it's going to be a waste of money. Now, if you'd like to know personally which of these 4 bikes I'd be going for, now based on the sizing and frame geometries, for me it would come down to either the Giant TCR or the Trek Emonda. Now, based on the fact that I already own a Giant TCR, and just looking at the sizing, for me it'd probably be the Trek Emonda for me, and followed closely by the TCR. I think that just about covers the comparison of the 4 bikes today. I hope you found the information useful, and if you're looking to make that purchase, hopefully the information has helped steer you in the right direction. Now, as always, comment below if you have your own feedback or experiences with any of these bikes, and alternatively, if there are some other models we should also be considering, please mention that down below. I really love reading all your comments. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and as always, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.